got 7 minutes left to go before we have to wrap up on this Thursday. Again, I'll be live one more day from the cruise tomorrow, and I know for sure Steve Morse is going to join me. I've had some great conversations with Steve. It's always great to have him on, and he'll be with me right at the start of the show around 2:15 Eastern tomorrow, and we'll see who else we pick off along the way on our final broadcast from Cruise to the Edge. And I've had this microphone here out in the audience to take questions from the audience, but we've got so many guests and so much going on, I haven't had a chance to turn it over to them. We only have a few minutes left to go here today. But Neal, you were telling the story earlier before one of us jumped in about first meeting Mike. So he called you about something, or?
Well, what I remember is that people were telling me, man, there's this guy that's giving you guys all kinds of great press. There's this guy, this drummer from Dream Theater, is like, and people were sending me clippings where you were talking about how much you like Spock's
I'd rather talk about you in interviews than
yeah, it was like,
dude. Because that's the one thing about Mike. When Mike gets into something or likes something, he's like, whether you follow Mike on social media or whatever, whether it's a movie, whether it's a book, whether it's a band, he's a great conduit to let people know what's, what people are always looking for. There's so much stuff coming at everybody all the time. It's kind of hard to figure out what's good and what's not. So people rely on whatever position you're in to kind of get some guidance. So he's always been good.
Yeah. So when he called up the first time we spoke on the phone, the first thing I did was thank him for all the great press. And they were just chatting, and I was in the Eric Burden band, I think, at the time, and I was wanting to quit. But
Eric Burden from War?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I played keyboards with him for a while. But I wanted to get off the road. My kids were little, and I was just telling him all that stuff. And he said, well, I might have something that might help you out. I'd like to do a project with you. And so we started, that became Transatlantic several years later. Because we were trying to do with certain people that it didn't work out with. And so that's how Transatlantic started.
So you have 4 bands together.
Well, 3 real ones and then 1 fun one. We have the Neal Morse band.
What's the 4th?
Transatlantic, Flying Colors, and then Yellow Matter Cup.
Oh, yeah.
A Beatles tribute band.
Which you've done a record with.
2 live albums. It's me, Neil, and Paul Gilbert, and Matt Bissonette did the first one, and Cassie Saltman did the second.
Right. And you guys have been out on tour in support of this new record, right? This cruise is actually a stop from.
We just did a whole U.S. leg. We're about to go do a whole European leg.
And where do you find Neal, for you, for the music you've made, where do you find the audience? Where do you get the most love, so to speak? Where's the biggest audiences that you play that really connect with what you do?
The biggest, are the coastal cities in America, and then Holland, England, and Germany.
That's where you've gone, and you had a lot of success there with this so far.
Yeah, that's where most people show up.
Yeah. And where do you guys want to go from here with this? I mean, are you going to continue working it? I mean, Mike, you got other stuff. Neal, you do other things, I'm sure, as well. And how do you what's the long-term plan?
Long-term plan? Do we have a long-term plan? No, we never do. At least I don't. He probably does, actually. He probably has it on his phone.
With all those hundreds of band names.
We're actually, this is the most extensive tour we've done as the Neal Morse Band. It was the longest U.S. run we've done. We're about to do an extensive European run. We're looking at possible South American dates in May or June, and then possible more stuff in the summer.
Yeah.
So for me personally, this is my focus and priority for at least the first half of 2017, and then I have other things in the works as well.
And Neal, Mike was telling me earlier that Spock's Beard is playing on this cruise as well.
Yeah.
That's your brother's band and your former band.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Mike said you went back to them not too long ago. You did a bit of a reunion, right?
Yeah, we did the Snow album. It was an album. It was the last album that we did together, and we did it in its entirety in Nashville and Germany.
And are you cool with those guys? I mean,
oh yeah.
So the fact that they're on this ship, I mean, you could conceivably jump up with them, or I don't know. I didn't even get to ask Rich Williams this when he was here before, but Steve Morse is on the ship, and I loved when Steve was in Kansas, and I'm assuming they're cool, but I'd love to see him get up and do.
There's a lot of incest on this boat.
So everybody, it's just something that you're not a part of now, Spock's Beard. You chose to leave it, but there's no animosity, there's no issue.
No, we just did a bunch of gigs together, and it's all good.
So what do you give the odds? Maybe here on the ship, you go up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like I think last time we were on the ship together, I don't think it was this one, maybe the presentation one. You know, I did a couple spots with them, and it's like, if you do that kind of stuff too much, it becomes not like, it's no longer the special thing.
Right.
You know? And we
that.
just did the snow thing, and so I think they haven't mentioned anything to me, but you know, that was sort of my feeling about it. Like, you don't want to do a reunion every week or something.
Right.
It makes it not so special. So.
All right, well, people can keep up with the Neal Morse Band. The website is nealmorse.com, Neal Morse.com. And again, the new album is out there now, double album, The Similitude of a Dream. What does that mean, Neal?
That means the likeness, in the likeness of a dream. The name of the book that we kind of use as a template for this concept album is called Total Progress. I didn't realize that the full title of which is an old book from the 1600s. And the full title is The Pilgrim's Progress from This World to the Next, as given under the similitude of a dream.
Which is the most prog title ever.
So it was Bill, after discovering them. Bill went, we were searching around for titles, and he threw that one out, and we all sort of did.
And then Randy, well, we were talking about calling it Pilgrim's Progress or something progress because of progress.
Yeah, just progress.
But Randy George was the one that kept pushing the similitude of the dream. In fact, he even offered us $100 each.
Is that right?
Yeah, you know,
I remember you guys talking about
he said, I'll give you each $100 if we can name it the similitude of the dream, and I have yet to be paid.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Neal, it's great to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Another guy that can endure Portnoy like you and I can. I mean, we're in a special group right now. You know, but seriously, man, good to meet you. And I look forward to seeing you, at least for me, for the first time live. And do you still have the singer-songwriter side of you that would like to do that again one day?
I do records like that still.
Oh, you still do?
Yeah.
Okay, so the prog stuff pays the bills, and the other stuff is for you.
My normal songs, they don't make it.
It's kind of bad. You think it would be the other way around.
Yeah.
You think prog guys would do singer-songwriter stuff to make the money and then have the prog thing as like, you know, the fun thing. But
Whatever it is, I just talked to Rich Williams from Kansas. Whatever it is, hold your publishing, man, because oh my God, do those guys get screwed.
Oh,
But that's a whole. You heard that earlier in the show. Great to meet you, Neal.
Nice to
Mike,
meet you.
thanks. Come by tomorrow as we wrap up if you can get a window.
I got rehearsals for
One
the show.
more day tomorrow from Cruise to the Edge. Thanks to Alex Sachs back at the studio, and I will see you guys live from the ship. One more day tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern. Here on SiriusXM.